Hello everybody, Arnold here, also known as Murder of Birds. Welcome back to the channel. This is one of the first videos that I'm doing recording in real time. It is October 26th, 2022 that I'm sitting down to record this. I just got back from my 2-month trip in Canada, visiting my girlfriend and her family. I did a bunch of streams while I was in Canada, uploaded a few things to the YouTube channel over my time being away. And this is a very special video. But before I jump into that, I just want to say to please, I implore all of you guys, watch this video in its entirety, even if you have to watch it at 2x speed, because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about on this channel regarding the past, present, and future of this channel, of myself, and the content that you guys have come to know and expect. There's also going to be a Q&A call to action at the very end of the video, so if you guys have ever wanted to ask me anything regarding myself, regarding Genshin, anything that you guys haven't had answered in the form of my past content being uploaded to the channel as a Let's Play, that is another opportunity that you guys will be able to do at the end. So please, I just ask, I don't ask this a lot, please watch this video in its entirety. But with all that said, hello everybody, my name is Arnold, also known by my online alias Murder of Birds, and at the time of this video being uploaded is a momentous occasion, because 1 year ago today was the day that I started uploading Genshin Impact content to this channel. A lot of you guys probably don't know about my history prior to the creation of this channel, whether it be on YouTube, on Twitch, or, you know, anywhere else in the ether of the internet, Twitter, whatever the case might be. And I wanted this video to be kind of like a one-stop shop to really get to know me, really get to know the purpose and the overall objective of creating this channel, and my overall interest in content creation when it comes to Genshin and other gaming content that you guys have subscribed to on this channel over the last year since I've made it. So I kind of want to go through an overall summary, revisiting old history, taking a trip down memory lane, kind of creating a timeline experience of how this channel came to be, because obviously, without anything else, the first thing that I want to express is thank you for watching the content. Thank you for sharing it with your Genshin mutuals, your friends, your family, other platforms. Like, I've gotten a lot of shout outs on the r/Genshin subreddit for people who are looking for people who like content creators that focus on Genshin from a story, character, and lore perspective, because I know that's kind of like not very sought out content. I mean, it's not very like, it's content that's very underappreciated and under-delivered compared to like the content that is king in the community, which tends to focus on like guides and builds and metadata and stuff like that. So I really just want to say I appreciate all of you guys who have discovered this channel in the last year. I'm going to be expressing that throughout this video and kind of really giving you guys a sense of like what this channel's success has meant to me, what you guys discovering me has meant to me, and kind of where I want to take that going forward into the future. So I have a little notepad over here because I want to kind of keep my thoughts in order. I don't want to ramble too much, so if I look over to the side, that is why. I'll probably also have some like B-roll footage to complement the things that I'm saying, so we'll go into that as well. So this channel, so I'm not celebrating the channel's anniversary. I technically created this channel on August 9th with the intention of originally making it a gaming oriented channel focused on variety content. If you want to know the purpose of why I created this channel, you can watch this video here. It'll pretty much explain and give you answers to anything that this video doesn't. I will leave a link in the description, and you can check out that video after you finish this one. But essentially, you know, I created this channel with the intention of documenting, sharing, and kind of putting out my Genshin Impact content to YouTube for multiple reasons. Number one, it was a great way for me to kind of document my own personal Genshin Impact journey, because obviously I had that experience on Twitch, but YouTube has its own formats, and I kind of like breaking down my videos, editing them down, and having them more polished than kind of, there's a lot of fluff when it comes to streaming. There's dead noise, there's bathroom breaks, there's reading chat, there's, you know, dead moments and stuff like that. So I personally liked the editing process of editing my videos down for a YouTube audience. I also enjoy documenting my experience for a lot of the content that is no longer available, because a lot of the Genshin content is limited. I also wanted a way of getting discovered. If you've ever wanted to be a content creator, if you've ever wanted to be a YouTuber, a streamer, what have you, the modern day approach is if you want to grow as a streamer, you pretty much have to grow on other platforms that have better discoverability, and then migrate that audience to Twitch. And essentially, I'm a living, breathing example of that when it comes to my Genshin content. You know, I'm a day one Genshin Impact content creator. I started Genshin September 28th, 2020. My first ever stream of Genshin, I played for 7 hours. I was absolutely hooked on the world, the story, the character designs, the open world, the vibrancy of everything. And the more I played it, the more I became engrossed in kind of like wanting to understand things, talking to NPCs, reading flavor text, reading weapon and artifact descriptions, reading books, you know, and also playing through the Archon quest, character quest, story quest, event quests, etc. And you know, I just generally wanted to share that with people. And I'm really surprised that during my first year of playing Genshin Impact, I really had no discoverability outside of the initial community that I had from my main YouTube channel. And then I thought, what if I created a channel that I could start uploading Genshin content to, not only to document my experience, but also to simultaneously have people discover me who might not have known who I was prior. And so on October 27th, 1 year ago today, October 27th, 2021, I created MurderofBirds Impact, a channel dedicated to my, as I like to call it, Time Capsule Let's Play series for Genshin Impact. Essentially what it is, it's content that I'm really proud of, to be quite honest. I think my content is incredibly unique in the fact that it is retroactive, in the fact that it's content that took place 1, even 2 years ago from the time that, you know, people are watching or discovering it even now compared to modern day content. It focuses and features all of my genuine initial reactions to doing that content for the very first time at the time of its release. It's a series where I truly, for the first time ever, kind of harnessed and understood my own personal voice within the Genshin Impact community as a content creator, first and foremost. You know, I think every content creator has something that they kind of harness as their own niche, whether you are a theory crafter, whether you are a lore oriented person who kind of focuses on distributing the lore to an audience in a scripted way, or you focus on making guides, or you focus on, you know, topics in the scene, whether like it's drama or whatever the case might be. Everyone that is a content creator in Genshin, for Genshin Impact in particular, has their own unique voice that they express through their content. My voice, however, tends to be kind of documenting and sharing my own perspective of Genshin Impact organically. So I'm playing the game at the time of its release. I have my own genuine reactions to all of the content for the very first time. And it's also created this cool nostalgia factor, this reminiscence factor, where you can kind of romanticize the idea of what it was like for you to do that content for the first time. Or it's also kind of like game preservation. I got this one comment that pretty much expressed that what I'm like, my Let's Play is almost akin to that of game preservation, because a lot of streamers, a lot of content creators who played Genshin from day one, like myself, a lot of them kind of streamed the game and no one really saved their VODs or uploaded them to YouTube in any kind of meaningful way. So a lot of those moments are committed to memory for those people, which is unfortunate, because I do love going back and seeing how I popped off against Fighting Child for the first time, or that I kind of called Albedo and Durin being related during version 1.2, but we didn't get confirmation of that until 2.3. And like, it's just a lot of those moments that I can kind of go back and kind of look at the journey that I've been on, like the documented journey, the pop off, the reactions, the crazy gacha luck that I get for pulling 1, 2, 3 characters at a time on the gacha, or getting the newest 5-star in 10 pulls, or whatever the case might be. It's just a really cool way of expressing my own unique voice when it comes to my interest in the world, the story, the characters, the music, the, you know, and everything else in between, the lore, theory crafting, etc. And I really am happy that I have never really fallen to I've never really fallen to burnout, you know what I mean? Like, I've never fallen to burnout. I've never fallen to losing interest in the game. The same way that I play the game now is the exact same way I played the game from day one, when no one knew the potential of the game. No one knew how good the story was going to be. No one knew how good the combat was going to be, or the reaction system was going to be. So it's not like I ever like transitioned to like cater to being someone that only has good things to say about it. That's just generally what spoke to my soul. And I feel like my content speaks to other people in that same way. If you enjoy the lore, if you enjoy the story, if you enjoy the characters, I honestly feel like my content has become something truly unique that no one can really replicate, because I'm a year behind, yet I've saved every single thing I've done for the game. And it's just a matter of patience. You know, I would rather stay true to how I want this experience to play out for the audience and the community that I've garnered in the last year, than cater to rushing content, getting it out of the door, and getting easy views and easy subscribers off of like our conquest and hype content, and that's just it. You know, I already know what I'm leaving behind. You know, I already know that there's viewers being left on the table, money being left on the table, exposure being left on the table by not being caught up. But one thing that no one really does is look back on content fondly. You know, it's either you're in the moment or you've moved on to the next thing. And, you know, we're about to jump into 2.0 content relatively soon based on like, I just have to get through other content in the game. But, you know, being able to look back at version, you know, so far from where I've recorded my content as of right now, we've gone through version 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and 1.6, which means I've featured the Unreconciled Stars, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon, Lantern Rite Festival for year 1, Windbloom Festival, the Ajdaha storyline, and the first release of the Golden Apple Archipelago. And one thing that I really loved is that my channel has basically been game preservation for people who weren't around to play Genshin Impact during year 1. So a lot of that limited event content, people were able to experience it through my experience. Instead of watching a summary of the game, they watched my Let's Play, and it kind of put them in the driver's seat of this is probably how they would have experienced it had they been around at the time. So, you know, more than anything, my Time Capsule playthrough has been something that I've grown to really kind of like harness and own and be really proud of it, especially because, you know, it's crazy to think about, but I'm growing off of quote unquote outdated content, you know, content that is no longer in the zeitgeist. People aren't talking about version 1.4 and 1.5 anymore. Yet from base game to 1.6, I've gained almost 40,000 subscribers in 1 year. My metrics on Twitch have basically been doubled and even tripled, from my viewership to my subscribers to the amount of money I make to the amount of people that I have in my streams at any point in time whenever I go live. And that's the power of YouTube's discoverability and uploading my past content on YouTube and then having all of that present day content archived on Twitch for people who then go to Twitch, they want to sub, they want to see all of that unedited content on their own, you know, on their own leisure. And that's kind of the model I created, and it's worked out really well for me in the last year. And then another thing that I did is for any live stream special programs and new character trailers, I upload those in the moment so that way I can still generate viewership and discoverability off of things happening in the present, so I'm not completely in the past, you know what I mean? So overall, it's just been an incredible journey for me to just not only continue to enjoy Genshin the way I have. You know, we're in Sumeru right now. You know, version 2.3 is about to come out. We're about to battle Scaramouche and see the conclusion of the Archon quest with Nahida and Dottore, and, you know, the fate of the Gnosis, the fate of the region overall, and what that's going to lead into for the future, you know, with Raiden Shogun and her son, essentially, and everything else in between. But it's just been a really cool time just seeing that my content was always worth it. You know, I used to think that I used to think in comparison myself to other content creators. You know, I used to stream for 100 viewers, and I used to really love the fact that I loved the game, but I was like, I don't know if this is a game that I can be successful with monetarily as a content creator, if I can make money off of the game, if I can make money truly doing what I enjoyed, which was focusing on the game in a way that nobody else really was, because that's how I wanted to experience the game. And 1 year later, I can say making this YouTube channel was the best decision that I ever made as a creator. You know, for discoverability for Twitch, it's something that I'm going to continuously do. It's something that I'm going to mirror when Honkai Star Rail comes out and Zenless Zone Zero comes out, and I decide to upload my Honkai Impact 3rd playthrough. And it's just it's just a tried and true method that worked for me, and I'm really happy that it did. And I'm happy that those of you who have been along for the journey, who've left comment, there was one person, their name is sim_, shout out to you, by the way. They discovered me a few weeks ago, and they were leaving comments on every single video that they watched, from my first playthrough all the way up to my most recent one. They binged all 100 videos in my Genshin playlist, and they watched everything. And the fact that they were leaving comments, I like it really just made me feel so grateful. And I was just like, who, like, what, like, I just felt like, I'm like, damn, man, like, I don't deserve this person, you know what I mean? Like, who am I really that worth it for someone to want to be that invested in my series? And, you know, for me, at the very least, it kind of proved and became a testament that my content was always worth it. You know, it was just the fact that people weren't able to discover me. And as time goes on, more and more people are discovering me. And the further we get along, the more content there's going to be for newer people. And eventually I'm going to reach that point of like like, I'm just gonna reach the point where I felt like I always deserved to be, which is like at the forefront of content that people can come to know, enjoy, and expect. If you enjoy lore, characters, story-oriented content, even gameplay-oriented content, I don't shy away from any of that stuff, but I'm really kind of about immersing myself in the world of Teyvat and really understanding, you know, how the world works, what makes the characters tick, and everything else like that. And I just want to, again, I'm sorry for rambling, but this is kind of me just expressing how this last year has been for me. I have gained 40,000 subscribers in 1 year off of content that I did a year ago, but based on my level of polish, how I edit the videos, how I deliver them, how I kind of make sure it's perfect for a YouTube audience, it has paid off incredibly for me. And I just really want to express that I'm incredibly grateful to all of you guys who have discovered me in this last year. To anyone that continues to discover me, if you're watching this channel long after it's created, I hope the experience has been entertaining and relatively enjoyable for you as time has gone on, and that you continue to stick around for all of the content that we have to do in the future. Because if you thought 1.0 to 1.6 was hype, 2.0 to 3.0 is gonna blow your fucking mind away. We have Inazuma, we have Enkanomiya, we have the fucking Archon quest, we have Dainsleif with the freaking chasm and everything else in between. Like, year 2's content was just as phenomenal as year 1, and I'm just very, very excited to see how that shakes up with you guys continuing to enjoy and comment and support the way you have, sharing my content through word of mouth, through mutuals in Discord servers, YouTube channels, subreddit, whatever the case might be, is the ultimate way to support me, even beyond just watching my videos, because I've grown so much through word of mouth, like on Twitter and on Reddit and stuff like that, and that really goes a long way. So I genuinely appreciate that as well. And you know, for just expressing what the content means to me, I just want to give you guys an update of the future as well. So at the time of me recording right now, I'm currently going through character story lore. So we've gone through Aether, Albedo, Klee, Zhao, and Chong Yun, I believe. I think we've gone through those characters. The next character up is Razor, obviously in between modern content like live stream special programs and trailers and stuff like that. So I'm basically going to be following up with finishing all character lore, going with I think 3 characters a week until that's done. After that, we are going to be jumping into all 16 chapters of my first time reading the Genshin Impact manga, which focuses on Amber, Kali, and the events of Mondstadt prior to the Traveler, you know, joining the story of the game. So Kali's story basically takes place in the manga, so you guys are going to get my expressions and my reactions and my thoughts about all of that, following the character reading lore for the Genshin characters. And then after that, we are going to be jumping into the Inazuma Archon quest with version 2.0, as well as that live stream special program. And that's how everything is going to fare over the next couple of months. That's announcement number 1. Announcement number 2, I could potentially have 2 new editors that I'm going to be hiring for part-time work to help me go through some edits between Archon quest, story quest, just to kind of get through some of the content, so that way I can work on stuff as well, so there's just more stuff coming out. I feel like I'm going to give them a little bit more future content, just to kind of see how their styles fare up and see what works for them in terms of their turnaround time and stuff like that. But 2 people have reached out. 1 person did an edit as like a mock-up edit for me, and it was like 95% my style. It was actually really scary, and I want them so bad. I'm like, dude, I will try to make something work, but like the way that they edited was just perfect. And another person, a friend of mine, reached out and offered to kind of like emulate my style as well. So if I can get these 2 people to edit even semi-regularly for me as time goes on, that can reflect in more content for you guys, or just creating more of a backlog for me, so that way eventually you guys can get multiple videos of like Archon quest, story quest, and event quest as time goes on. So that's the second thing. I'm in the works of hiring a couple of editors to help make content more consistent as time goes on. Third announcement is I'm interested in checking out other platforms, if nothing else, just for general like advertising of my content. So I'm thinking of checking out YouTube Shorts, because I know I've been like looking, you know, as much as I love my Genshin mutuals, right, like Bran Online, Doro 44, Unreal Dreamer, like I watch a bunch of these other creators, like people in my sphere of content creation, but I also see them as competition. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what are people doing? How can I make my content better? What are some things that I can emulate, or some things that I can adopt to make my content better? You know, because at the end of the day, what's the word? What's the phrase? A high tide raises all ships. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about kind of implementing short form content on other platforms. platforms. So YouTube short, I'm thinking of making a clips channel for YouTube for general discoverability. I'm thinking of making short form content for places like TikTok. I'm also considering doing early access content of the edited videos for like YouTube members or even Patreon as like early access for people who want more stuff than what I'm putting on YouTube if I have that much of a backlog created. Let me know what you guys think about that, if that's something that you guys would consider supporting or checking out or wanting outside of what is available. It would be at the same price as the Twitch sub. So for $5 you can get the unedited videos on Twitch, or for $5 you can get like weeks ahead of content that will be uploaded to YouTube if my backlog is big enough for that. I'm also planning on uploading other content to the channel. I'm going through Honkai Impact 3rd. For those who don't know, the content is already on Twitch archived, and eventually I will be uploading Honkai Impact 3rd to this channel, Zenless Zone 0 when that comes out, Honkai Star Rail when that comes out, and hopefully I'll have editors to handle those things so it stays within the real-time parameters of you know, of when the games come out and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I rambled a little bit. Overall, I just really wanted to express more than anything the support you guys have shown me has gone an incredibly long way. I appreciate that you guys appreciate me. I appreciate that you guys appreciate the way that I play the game. You know, a positive factor is that no matter what, no one can really like give me tips or pointers on how to make my content, because like my content is pretty much hard stuck for the next year. So it's like I don't have to change who I am to cater to anybody. You know what I mean? Like my content is already set in stone. It was recorded before any of you guys discovered me, and you guys still accepted it. And I understand that the content that I make is something that is very underserved, underdelivered. A lot of people seek out people who actually know what the hell's going on in the game, instead of it just being like for combat and stuff like that, you know. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I hope you guys continue to enjoy the content. And lastly, we have the Q&A. I decided to do an anniversary Q&A call to action at the very end here as a way of kind of interacting directly with you guys outside of Twitch chat, outside of responding to certain comments. I've never really been able to interact with you guys in real time. So on top of whatever comments you guys plan to leave for me, leave me a question. If you guys have ever had a question that you've wanted to ask me regarding Genshin, regarding Honkai, regarding my thoughts on anything regarding the game or my channel or me as a person, obviously keep it respectful. I will answer. If you leave me a question, I will answer it. I will leave this video up I'll leave the window of opportunity for maybe like 2 weeks. I'll gather all of your questions and I will make a follow-up video answering all of the videos in a Q&A style format. So like I said, it can literally be anything, and it can be anything that hasn't already been answered through my Let's Play series thus far, or if it's something that I answered on Twitch. If there's a question you want to know and I can provide you an answer, be it my thoughts on Genshin, my favorite whatevers, my hopes of whatevers, conflicting questions that you want to answer or challenge, you know, for me intellectually or whatever the case might be, I am down. And it doesn't even have to be Genshin. It can be a general question like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? You know what I mean? So I just want to kind of do that as a way of establishing a further connection with you guys, because I know this channel is basically a history channel and there hasn't been a lot of like real-time conversations or real-time interactions between us. So that's another thing that I want to leave for you guys, and at the very least I'll get to that in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I think that is ultimately everything that I wanted to express. I feel like I just really rambled, and I'm sorry about that. I feel like if you guys have been on my channel and you guys have been watching my content this far, it's kind of like, what else is new? But overall, I just wanted to say once again, thank you for the 1 year of incredible support. 40k subs in a year is insane. And not even that, like the support that's gone above and beyond on Twitch has been massive as well. You know, you guys are always there ready to pop off for me, ready to like shout out and like support my content, for whether it's the live stream special programs, the character trailers, art conquest, story quests, theory crafting, or lore or anything like that. And I'm just really grateful that I found an audience that made me proud of the content that I was making. I was always afraid that I'd have to walk away from Genshin because it just wouldn't work out, despite me loving the game so much from the start. And I'm glad I stuck with it, and I'm glad I made this channel, and I'm glad that you guys found the content that you guys tend to enjoy, and I hope you guys continue to do that for as long as Genshin is out and whatever else it is that I decide to put on the channel. But that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna stop rambling. It's 11:30 my time. I want to make sure this is uploaded and ready to go for tomorrow, so it's on the date of. But thank you guys all so much for the love. Thank you for the support. I'm back from my Canada trip. I'm gonna be streaming again in another day or so, just so I can kind of focus on finishing and wrapping stuff up before the new art conquest comes out. But But yeah, thank you guys all so much for the support. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure to add a question for me to answer in your comment somewhere. You know, if you want to leave your thoughts or your feelings of this video or anything I mentioned, just make sure you leave a question at the bottom so I can answer it. With all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Take care.